speaking of people who have to pretend to take all of this horse race political nonsense seriously, Chris Cuomo, and I'm not calling him Fredo because he's suffering from the COVID-19. And, I don't wish ill will on anyone. I'm not a fan of Chris Cuomo. I don't agree with pretty much anything he has to say, but I hope he gets better soon. But here's the deal. Check this out. He said this recently on Sirius XM. We're going to listen to this. Wait, let me get the volume up.
Are valuable enough.
Here, check this out.
Because I don't want to spend my time doing things that I don't think are valuable enough to me personally. Like what? Well, I don't like what I do professionally, I've decided. I like doing this show. I like talking to you guys. But I don't value indulging irrationality, hyperpartisanship. I don't think it's worth my time. And I don't want some jackass, loser, fat tire biker to be able to pull over and get in my face and in my space.
That really bothered him when that happened. By the way, in case you don't remember, that's the incident where somebody called him Fredo. He got up in the guy's face, threatened to throw him down the stairs, freaked out, and it went viral. And it ended up making it 10 times worse because now everybody calls him Fredo. Man, that really stuck in that guy's craw. Man, imagine having an ego so fragile. Like, imagine, first of all, having everything handed to you. Like he did. I mean, he had millions of dollars handed to him. He was given a job he had no qualifications for. He obviously doesn't really appreciate it. I mean, here he's saying, he's like, I don't value what I do. I don't see value in what I do. He's right for all the wrong reasons. He's right. There is no value in what he does. There is no value in what CNN offers. None whatsoever. But he's right for all the wrong reasons. He feels that way because, well, here, let's keep listening.
And talk bullshit to me. I don't want to hear it. And just like you would, right? You're not going to tolerate that, right? Some cat just basically pulls up in the driveway next to yours and starts getting in your face about stuff. How's that going to go? How's that going to go? Right? That matters to me more than making millions of dollars a year. That matters to me more. Why? Because I've saved my money. Because.
So that's what we call being right for all the wrong reasons. He's like, I don't value what I do. I don't value this hyperpartisanship. I don't think there's, and he's right. There is no value in what he does. What he's really saying, whether he realizes this is what he's saying or not, what he's really saying is, I'm tired of being a mouthpiece for my peers. Because he knows that's what he's doing. And he's tired of it. So he'll say, like, well, I'm tired of all the hyperpartisanship. I'm tired of this and that. And he's right. But what he's really saying, I'm tired of being a mouthpiece for my peers, because he's in the ruling class. He's the 1%. And he's just tired of being a mouthpiece for his peers. Why? Because it hurts his ego. And he's right for all the wrong reasons. You're like, wow, is he going to go on a rant about how corrupt and corporate and useless the corporate media is? No, he's just saying, I want to be able to tell people off more. I don't value what I do. Keep talking, Chris. I also don't value what you do. It's completely pointless. It's just hyperpartisanship. People don't really care about what they're saying. It's just a fake. Yeah, really? So why do you feel this way? Because I want to be able to tell people to piss off. I want to be able to tell that biker who calls me Fredo to piss off with no consequence. And I don't need money anymore. I already have millions. And we're back. All right. For a second. For a second, I really thought you were up to something. But here he accidentally reveals a little bit. He reveals just how useless CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, how useless they all are. How they just prop up this hyperpartisanship. And again, it is a fake wrestling match. No offense to people who like wrestling. That's just what it is. It is fake. It is not real. And They want you to watch this dog and pony show and be distracted about what's really going on because they're a mouthpiece for the establishment. And Chris Cuomo is tired of being a mouthpiece for his peers. He wants to just go to the dinners and not have to show up to work the next day. He saved his money. He's rich. He had a job he was totally unqualified for, handed to him. And he doesn't want to do it anymore. And again, right for all the wrong reasons. He's right. CNN, the only thing noteworthy to come out of CNN has nothing to do with news. I mean, Anthony Bourdain, that's not a news show. And by the way, Jeff Zucker himself has made it clear he has no interest in news. Like CNN, we wouldn't even be talking about CNN if it was just another network, which in some ways it is. It's just a network. It's not a news network. It's just a network that does shows like Anthony Bourdain show. Anthony Bourdain show's fine. And I'm sure there's other shows like it that are fine. More than fine. I actually liked the Anthony Bourdain show a lot. But it wasn't a news show. It just was on CNN. And that's all Jeff Zucker has interest in doing, by the way, by his own admission. He says that. So Cuomo's right when he's like, there's no purpose in what we do. There's no purpose. There's no purpose in what MSNBC does. MSNBC is basically catnip for people who don't like a Republican president, whether it's Trump or someone else. Fox News is basically catnip for people who don't like a Democratic president, whether it's Barack Obama or anyone else. And it's just hyper-partisan nonsense. And the pundits who go on there, they pretend as if this quarrel is actually real. They pretend as if there's a really big difference at the end of the day for their interest, whether there's a blank suit with an R next to their name or a blank suit with a D next to their name. They pretend that because they want you to entertain that fantasy. They want you to entertain the fantasy that at the end of the day, it's not just a handful of Wall Street companies that control everything. They own Donald Trump. They own Joe Biden. Oh, and yes, they own Donald Trump. No, Donald Trump's it also. No, he isn't. He was just the guy buying the politicians. Now he's the politician being bought. He's not any different. Look at who he surrounds himself with. He is the GOP. He just talks a little meaner than they would like. He's the same thing. Ugh. So Chris Cuomo, I wonder if he's going to keep his job. I mean, I feel like they have to. CNN has to fire him. Like, they're going to have to fire him once he gets better. I mean, I guess it's kind of bad optics if they fire him now because he's sick. And you know what? I'll make a prediction just for fun here. I have a feeling he's not going to get fired. Here's what I think is going to happen. And we'll see if this happens. We'll actually follow up on this tomorrow because it'll likely happen soon. I think he's going to backpedal, and I think he's going to say, you know what? I was sick. I was kind of delirious. I was in a bad place mentally, and I said some things I really didn't mean. I do value my job a lot. I was just in a very frustrated, painful place, and I'm sorry. And that's going to be it. You know what I mean? That's my prediction. I could be totally wrong. Maybe he'll double down. Maybe he'll be like, CNN, they're a bunch of punk ass bitches. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just taking a guess. And there's no, there's nothing, there's no I don't have any data to back up my prediction. I'm just making a prediction for fun. You know what I mean? So I have no idea. That's just my guess, just as like a gut feeling. I have a feeling, because I don't think he's a very brave person, nor do I think he really has any integrity. I mean, he's calling out CNN for their nonsense, and then he's like, I don't want to be part of it because I want to be able to tell people to piss off easier. And I have millions of dollars. It's almost like you listen to him calling out CNN and you're like, yeah. And then he's just like, I already got millions and I want to tell people to piss off. Right. And then you're like, oh, yeah, no, all right. I should have realized this was, not whatever. I got to go. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if my prediction ends up being right. But I have a feeling he's going to walk it back. He's going to walk it back and then he's going to face no consequence because he has family in high places. That's why he got his nickname Fredo. Because Big Brother handed him a job. He's had everything handed to him. He's had millions handed to him, and he's still complaining. He's right about how pointless and corrupt his employer is. He's right about how pointless it is what he does every day. He just doesn't want to do it anymore because he's tired of being a mouthpiece for his peers. It probably hurts his ego a little bit that he's just a mouthpiece for his peers. And in case you were wondering, Chris Cuomo, that is all you are. You are a mouthpiece for your peers. That's it. And by the way, as a fellow Italian American, Fredo is not, quote, the N-word. That's ridiculous. That's such an insulting thing to say. But anyway, you're a mouthpiece for your peers. That's all you are. That's all you've ever been. So maybe you should quit your job when this is all over and you get better, which, I hope you get better. Maybe you should quit your job and do something else. But there you go. Chris Cuomo, right for all the wrong reasons. We'll see. I have a feeling he's going to walk it back, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Maybe he'll double down. Kudos to him if he doubles down. We'll see.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and